back again. We're early, late, both at the same time.
Time zones, day late, hour early.
Yeah, fucking Jesus. Yeah, I'm gonna be a bit low energy, and it's all Ellie's fault. So
Nah, blame the Earth. I'm blaming the Earth for it's not 20.
I told you. I pointed out. I said, "Hey, it's an hour early. Why?"
Yeah, that's right. It is an hour early because the clock is going back an hour.
Yeah, all right. You and your fancy times.
Don't you have time zones, by the way?
Yeah, well, yeah, we do. Well, we have daylight saving, but
all right.
Whatever. Anyway, yeah, today is anime only cast, so we'll be chatting up. But we'll cover the last season.
Last
season, and then we'll switch over to what's coming up. I've had a little bit of a look because I've got the tab open, and some spicy. We got some spicy stuff. We got some spicy stuff coming up, so it could be a fun season.
I haven't looked too much for the next season, but I do know,
yeah, time zones pain, yeah.
Yeah.
But we'll go through and have a look. So I guess we might as well just jump right into it. I guess.
Yeah.
Swap on it. We still haven't gotten the any fancy.
No, it's
still working on it.
Well, you can blame me, I guess. All my free time is either now Xenoblade Chronicles X Deluxe or Definitive Edition.
Yeah, Xenophobia Chronicles X.
Nah, usually it's all about.
We were talking before the stream. Now it was telling me all about his xenophobia simulator.
So humanity is gathering all these allies to help not get exterminated, and
I got that one guy.
And I get like
that one
2 guys right now. It's like, oh, all Xenos must die, or dudes.
Just be like, my dude.
Dude, they are the only reason why we're not dead right now.
Calm down a little. Just calm down.
And the other guy is just like, you Xenos could never match our human that's perseverance. It's like, all right, you're also
rattlesnakes rule.
Old dumb people. And I'm very much not looking forward to the party members, human superiority, perseverance, affinity missions, bonding missions, and all that stuff.
Yeah, Gouda. That's why it switched, because the time zone shit fucked it up. Probably. I don't know, because I would have thought YouTube would have accommodated for that.
I guess my only thing I can imagine is that I set the stream. I opened the panel up before the time zone happened, and I set the time after the time zone change happened. So I guess that's
because you would think because YouTube obviously syncs all the time zones up. Because for me, when it showed up, when I saw it, it was 7 a.m., which is an hour earlier, right? So I thought, oh, it's an hour earlier. Okay, whatever. If that's what Ellie wants to do, that's what he wants to do. And I didn't really think much of it, but it's kind of weird. You'd think it would have synced up if you put it in at X time, regardless of the time zone. It would have stayed at the same. But whatever. Let's
weird stuff happens.
Anime time. So I guess I'll do solo leveling first then.
Yeah.
Get that out.
Let me
way,
click on this.
An easy one to kind of do, because it was pretty much pretty normal ending of a season. Pretty got to wrap everything up in a nice little bow, right? Because he fucked up the big fuck you ant last episode and killed him. So, big ant died.
The whole the Game Awards spoiler ants.
Yeah. He's gone.
That's quick. Actually, I thought it would be a bigger deal.
No. I mean, the fight was good. I've been kind of glossing it a little bit, but the animation has actually been pretty good. It is actually really, really good, well animated fights, right? So for people that are into Oh yeah, wow, cool, big flashy 3D.
Flashy
Ooh,
impact frames, maybe
oh,
even.
hell yeah, yeah, big impact frames. Oh yeah, they're flying around, and oh no, the ant's starting to fear for his life. He's trying to run away, but he's not letting him. He's oh no, oh boy, yeah,
Human
big
perseverance strikes again.
something, man's OP or whatever. So the pretty much this is directly after, and the general gist of what happens is the S rank cute blonde girl is dying. I need a way to fucking solve this problem. Oh, I know. Hey, cameraman who's streaming this to the whole country, can you like switch that camera off real quick? Switch that camera off real quick, and he uses his shadow necromancy thing to bring the dead S rank healer guy back to life. Well, not back to life, but he turns him into a shadow clone or whatever. And naturally the beast guy who was friends with the healer guy is he's a little bit this is kind of fucked. Well, not quite. He's a bit like, I mean, it's shown as more kind of like, yeah, this makes sense, but it's kind of weird.
All right, if he's okay with...
he turns him, so he turns him into the shadow thing, and obviously the S rank healer guy who was dead, he heals, the chick, and she's still unconscious, but she's not dying, right? So it's like
improvements.
Improvement, yeah, we had an improvement. And so basically from the it was actually kind of interesting because the beast guy was like, hey, that guy didn't really want to go back to combat anyway. Could you like maybe let his soul rest or whatever? And Son was like, yeah, all right.
Nonchalant.
I was thinking the same thing too. It's fine, don't worry. I was gonna do it anyway. And so he releases the guy's soul or whatever, and he like smiles and he like fly. Like,
yeah, I mean the healer, I guess in this case.
Happy, off to the afterlife with you. And then the like rest of the episode is kind of like, okay, there's still like 50,000 ants flying around. We got to deal with that. So we get a bit of that. Until Japan is fucked. Because they lost 7 out of their like 20 fucking S ranks or whatever. So.
And Korea didn't lose anybody at all.
Yeah, no, they lost one guy. Ooh. They lost the one healer guy. That's it.
But he wanted out anyway, I hear.
He wanted out. He only came back for the raid, and then he died, and then he was retired, and then he came back, and so no, 0 losses basically for Korea, but Japan, no, Japan's fucked. The Japan guy is like super mad. He's like, God damn it, what about the world stage? We're fucked. Right? So so that was kind of funny because again, you got to have I got to bring it up at least once.
Yeah.
But we got to see a little bit of China as well this episode because it turns out the Chinese are on some boats because they're like, hey, these ants might like fly over to China. That's not good, right? Better get a.
This is in our territorial waters, actually.
Apparently, yeah. Well, that didn't happen, but like, we got to see it's basically like, hey, here's the top S rank China guy, and he's a big badass, and he kills all the ants flying with one strike or whatever. It's typical shit, right? So aftermath of the big fight, they kill all the ants. They're going through and doing all the stuff. There's a funeral for all the people that died or whatever, right? Other people outside of the S rank died, right? And Sonna's like, "Hey, I'm gonna make my own guild. That's my plan." And then
outside of the guild that he kind of basically owns already.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
All right.
But he's basically announcing it to the head of the association or whatever. He's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna make a guild. I'm gonna do my own thing. I just want to go clear dungeons, right? I just want to go do things, right?" And so it's all happy endings, but then you've got these 2 characters show up on the island. This guy who looks like he's from fucking Conan. He's like a barbarian guy.
So like a German showed up or whatever.
No. So the way it's weird because it's like there's this other guy that shows up who's like an old like ice elf or whatever, and they're like oh man, they're like basically dropping hints for like shit that's probably gonna come up later because they're like, oh, this guy's being weird. Why is he playing around with these humans? It's weird. He's fucking whatever. We'll deal with it later. And then the guy creates a fucking gate and walks through.
Oh, making gates. Ooh.
Yeah, the fucking ice elf guy just makes a gate and just walks through the gate. So there's some hints that something's up. Some weird shit going on. But yeah, no, Solo Leveling, it was an alright season. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
It was kind of more of the same. It was kind of more of the same, but I will say they did like, it's weird because your one complaint from last season was, oh yeah, too much talky talk, too much office politics, too much whatever. And then this season it was kind of like, yeah, that took a back seat. That took a back seat for like, it was way more kind of like, it was way more leaning into kind of the action side of things this season than it was kind of the we have to deal with guild politics or whatever. There was a little bit of that, right? There was a little bit of it, but it wasn't as prominent.
Yeah.
And it mostly had to do with like Son like announcing himself and being like, yeah, hey, I exist and I want to go do dungeon, right?
Yeah. First season was very much like, I should keep this a secret, kind of. I should
now he's just like, because he's too powerful now to give a shit, basically. Because he's like, he's strong enough that he can just be like, yeah, whatever, I'm big S rank man now. So, and that was So my verdict on Solo Leveling is, it's still alright. It's a fine shonen. It's not. I would say that because I remember back before it started airing, there was a lot of hype around it, and I do feel it was a little overhyped for what it is, right? Because it is good, but I don't think it's like Full Metal Alchemist good, right? Or if I think about other shonens that I've watched, right? Like I feel like it's on par, if not around the same level, right?
Yeah.
But it does have those interesting elements that keep me engaged, like the Japanese race. I keep saying it like that, but what I mean by that is the fact that it's very like Korean focused.
Yeah.
Right? It is very much like, here is the society of Korea. Here are is like a window into corporate, the
anxieties of the Korean society.
Yeah, and how they view stuff like the Japanese and the Chinese and all that kind of stuff, right? Like, that's the stuff that makes Solo Leveling more interesting, more so than like Solo Leveling itself, right? Is that you're getting the perspective from an author who clearly has opinions.
Yeah.
Right? The man clearly has some opinions about like how they view certain, neighbors to their country. So I'm keen to keep up with it, like, of season 3, because I'm pretty sure we'll get a season 3, like, based on how it ended. It definitely was hinting at, more down the line, right? So, we'll see how it goes. I'm definitely keen to keep up with it.
Yeah. So, well, the next show isn't as bombastic and exciting. I'm kind of the mind we should kind of skip the entire play because it just happened.
Yeah. So the TLDR for Oni-san here is the play. He's worried. Oh, I can't act because of the cheat. Big, oh no, I'm so bad. Don't worry, we'll figure it out. And then they figure it out because they just write a line that says, oh, I cast a spell that makes you speak like a noble or whatever to change the play, right? And it's like, oh yeah, it's fine. And then they do the play, and the play is fine, right? It's good. Everyone likes it. Everyone's having a good time, right? It's good. The mother character, though,
shows up for the first time ever.
She shows up, and she's there, and it's kind of like, oh yeah, oh okay, yeah, and she's gone. Doesn't even meet with our Villainess / Oni-san.
So there are
doesn't get to meet the mom.
There are just a few mysteries going on. So her mother, also his mother, I guess, Grace's mother, was the one who suggested this to add in the line that makes her speak like a noble in the play.
Which raised the question: does she know about the cheat?
Yes.
The issue.
Yeah. And that's inconclusive because I mean, you could assume that Grace would just have a difficulty with that regardless, or it's actually
which was how the other characters interpreted it. It was like, I think there was a line about, oh, you've had like this drilled into you since you were a child. You can't, undrill it, right? So you could make the assumption that the mum said that, but I think it is interesting how they do leave the door open for that, though. They leave the door open for and it's maybe she knows.
And the same is at the end of the episode, where Mother is face reveal. She looks just like an older Grace. What a reveal! She's speaking to a floating, multicolored orb of consciousness.
The orb. It's the orb from Orb.
Oh, it's back. The orb is back.
Yeah, he's back again.
So the only thing I want
heliocentrism to the picture.
The only thing I want to note, right, is that this is the same orb that was in like episode 6 or so when Oji-san was in a mind space in his own body and walked up to Grace in a cage, right? So these two entities exist in Oji-san's mind space, in between, consciousnesses, and in a horse-drawn carriage. And they have they have some cryptic conversation about, oh, everything is going so well right now, it would be a shame if things fell apart here.
Yeah, for sure. In the business, we call this bullshit.
Yeah.
Let's even though we don't know if we're getting a second season or not, so yeah, who knows? But
it didn't say at the end of the episode.
No, it didn't.
Unless I missed something terrible.
But I mean, to be fair though, like even if we don't get a second season, I feel like it ended on a pretty good. It ended with enough room. It ended with enough room where you could be like, okay, there's some hints that there's more, but then it's it ended on a good note. So it's not. I wouldn't be disappointed if we didn't get a second season.
No.
So we get our cryptic orb stuff, and then the kind of the after part is, Oji-san doesn't want to go to the fireworks with the main heroine because, oh no, they need to go with, the
love
guy,
interest,
right?
yeah.
Love interest, get affection, try and get this game back on fucking track.
Never.
So you basically have the final part of the episode just being all the other characters are looking for Grace, but Grace is nowhere to be found, and then Grace sees the teachers, and it turns out, oh no, the fireworks show is starting. We couldn't find Grace. Oh no. And then, but the fireworks, Ellie, there's one of them that's 2 different colors. It's red and blue.
Mm-hmm.
What could this mean? Oh wait, it's Grace is helping with the fireworks. And all the characters are like, wow, she's fucking cool. She's so fucking cool.
She's sacrificing the time together with us to give us a better time.
Yeah, she's so cool.
She's actually here.
The real Grace was the Grace we made all the way. But no, so yeah, that's pretty much how it ends. And I'd say, like I said, I think it's a pretty good ending for what it is, right? It's not too sequel baity, but it's also kind of a good spot, sort of.
It kind of story-wise, right? It kind of it helps to have the story sequel bait before the actual last scene of the show.
Yeah, it does. It really does. They kind of did that with Solo Leveling too, where it was like they did all the sequel baity stuff, and then the final like scene is just he's trying to get home, but there's a car jam, and the reason there's a car jam is there's a gate in the middle of the road. So he gets out and he goes into the gate, and then it turns into a red gate. He's stuck in the gate, and he's like, "All right, well, time to get to work."
A regular day.
Yep, just a normal fucking time, right? So yeah, so I would say this was a pretty good one. I quite enjoyed this one. I think it's quite a fun little show, right? You know, it's got a lot of funny little references in it. It's got a lot of funny little, haha, old man.
Well, I kind of
that thing.
It is kind of the next generation where anime and games and dating sims. He knows dating sims. Mother knows dating sims. Daughter knows dating sims. It's the world we live in.
Yeah.
And it's kind of somewhat refreshing in that regard that we have just kind of in a show that's completely normalized nerd gaming, nerd anime. Oh, your father knows all about the tsundere twin drill-haired noble characters. Oh, this and this and this show. Oh, your mother knows all about this and this and this show. A daughter doesn't know anything about those old ass shows, but she knows everything about the current things that's going on. It's all. It's a fun family, happy family sharing hobbies thing in that sense. Even though one of them is in the game, so there's not much back and forth between them. But in general.
Yeah. So yeah, I would say this one was definitely worth the watch.
Yeah. So.
Time.
Dr. Stone, tell me, Noretsu, you're completely beyond.
So they do. So while the army man pilot guy has taken over the ship and shot some people, he's not killed them, but he shot.
He was completely killed. I wasn't there the last time. No, the people died.
Yeah, they all died. Yeah, they all died. The other team has dug underneath Xeno's fortress, and shit, they've kidnapped him. Shit. It's a draw. Well,
it's a base raid, as they say in the RTS.
So they grab Xeno. They tie him up. They're taking him back to the tunnel. They jump in the tunnel, and the plan is they're going to use a bomb to shoot a fucking thing using pressure or what, some science shit, right? And Xeno the whole time is like, "Ooh, how elegant! How elegant!
Science, interesting.
Science is cool. Science is cool." But they ended up causing a cave-in, and they get stuck in the middle. Xeno and what's his name, the other science guy, the one from the Stone World, Jin or whatever. I don't remember, but they're trapped in the.
You mean the mentalist is Jin? I forget the guy's name.
No, what the fuck is his name? Yeah, whatever. You know who I'm talking about.
Caveman scientist.
Caveman scientist, and so you have the engineer guy digging on Xeno's end to try and get to Xeno, and then you have Tough Man Boy trying to dig using the drill on the other side, trying to get to them, while Caveman guy is trying to break through the fucking, the from the inside. And Xeno is basically like trying to, hey, you're a science guy. You like science. Why don't you join me and we could be science rulers together? We can do big science dictatorship things.
Yay!
Rule the world with science. It'd be cool. And the guy's like, nah. That ain't my science. I ain't into that shit. Fuck off. And then so obviously the Senku side wins the tunnel dig, and they manage to kidnap Xeno and get him out. And so the captain guy and Senku show up, and Senku sees Zeno, and they go, and it's just like, hey,
Hey,
what up?
email buddies, pen pals.
Yeah, we meet again. But now we need a big plan, because they still have control of the boat. So what are they going to do? Well, what they're going to do is they're going to negotiate with the mechanic guy, because the mechanic guy is actually pro-life. He's actually a big no-kill guy. He's a big, let's not do big murder, right? Because that's bad, right? And so Senku gets on the phone with him and is like, all right, here's the deal. We're going to take Zeno, and we're going to go to South Africa. And our guys and your guys are going to build the big corn fuel factory thing. That's that, and you're going to work together, and we're all going to get along. That's the deal. That's the plan. We're going to hold Zeno hostage. We're going to hold Zeno hostage until you guys fucking build the goddamn corn fuel factories or whatever.
Weren't they just going to build, have the corn fields in the middle of America as the...
Oh, yeah, and the other thing is, we're going to revive 1 million people. That's the other thing. So he's like, we're going to build here's the recipe for the revival fluid. He just gives it to him, and is like, okay, our guys and your guys are going to build, like, a big corn city with 1 million people in it. That's what you're going to do. That's the plan, right? And of course, the army guy is not too happy about that.
Yeah.
And so the army guy is going to be chasing our boy Senku all the way to South Africa, as he's running to South Africa with the team that he has, right? Because he's got some of the team, right, but not all of the team. And yeah, that's kind of the general gist of it. It's weird because there was an episode 13 teaser at the end of this episode, so I assume maybe we're getting an episode 13, but there was only 12 episodes listed on Kuritsu, so I'm not sure what the fuck's going on there, but so we'll see if we get an episode this week, I guess. We'll see what happens. Maybe it'll be like
I'm a little bit confused now, because I can just remember from the manga that they were going to harvest corn in America. In North America.
I mean, that is what they're going to do.
But what are they going to do in South Africa?
I don't actually know what they're going to do in South Africa. I got no idea why they're going to South Africa. I guess it's like the next stage in the Build a Rocket saga. Like, they have to go to South Africa to get something, maybe metal or something. I don't fucking know. But
you could go to Australia for that. Australia has a bunch of metals and whatnot.
Well, they're currently on, like, I think they're in, like, the Californian side of America, so they're probably going to have to go through, like, the Suez. They're probably going to have to go through, like...
It would be probably collapsed by this point, but...
Yeah, I don't know. They'd have to figure out how the fuck they're going to get to South Africa. But I think was it South Africa or South America? I don't know. He's going fucking somewhere south.
Alright. Well, if they're going to South... If they're going to South America, then they would be closer to the equator, and that was more beneficial to launching rockets and whatnot.
Yeah, so I don't know what he's up to. But that's the general gist of where Dr. Stone is at. Again, I would say it was a fun season. It was alright. I don't have too much to really, like, cap off and say about it, really. Like, it was just kind of like, it's more Dr. Stone, right?
Yeah.
It's pretty much more of what, if you're already into it, you're already into it, right? There wasn't anything that was particularly like, because you dropped it around this point in terms of the manga.
Yeah, right? Well, mostly because just the manga ran out. I was up to date at that.
So
point.
there wasn't anything like in particular that was. Like,
no, I'm just kind of. I got these binges, and I read manga that I'm interested in. Then it's then I'm caught up. But then I don't have any mechanism to keep up. So that's kind of a me problem, or a user interface problem, that I don't get notifications or bad habits, or not an habit of checking every week if there's a new chapter.
Yeah. So it's kind of so there was so it was pretty much more of the same. if you're into Doctor Stone, you'd be into this season. There's not really too much to kind of like I don't think there's anything in particular I want to like dive into that was like super interesting.
I have maybe a little bit, because one of the reasons I like Dr. Stone in the beginning was this kind of debate on the future of society. And it kind of just, that fell away after Tsukasa was defeated. And then it's just...
and Zeno does kind of bring that back a little bit, because his whole thing is like...
Superficially, I feel like.
Because it's not like an ideological debate like it was with...
No, it's just that side is evil.
This time it's like, oh, I just want to be the dictator of the world.
Yeah.
I want to be big dick science dictate. Like, because he goes into this a little bit when he's captured. He's like talking about how, like, to Senku, he's like, all the ethical boundaries and people and their morals and people and their fucking morals. Are you getting in the way of my science? Whatever.
Philosophy is also a science,
Yeah, I want to do my science and peace and not have to worry about these... Can you believe it? They're trying to arrest me for experimenting on humans. God. They were willing subjects, goddamn it. But you get what I mean.
Yeah, so it's not a debate.
That's his general, like, philosophy, I guess. It's just like he wants to be able to just not have rules. And, like, he wants to be the dictator so that he could basically dictate the rules himself, right? So that's kind of like the ideological conflict, because Senku is obviously very much like, no, I'm going to revive everyone, reset the world, big using science, bring back everything. We're not going to do no dictator shit. I just want to fucking bring everyone back. Whereas Zeno's whole thing is, no, fuck that. I'm going to be... He's not necessarily against bringing everyone back, but he wants to bring everyone back so that he can rule over them, basically.
The thing about what I see in Senku doesn't really have an ideological position of any kind.
I mean, there's an episode that I think I talked about when we talked about it on one of the casts, where, like, it was when they do, like, the whole backstory thing between Zeno and Senku, and you see them, like, sending the letters to each other and all that kind of stuff. And they kind of go into, like, how Senku is, like, basically just a curious... Like, he's just curious.
Yes.
He just uses science to fulfill his curiosity. He's not in it for, like, personal gain or, for, he's doing stuff because he's interested in doing it, right? He's not doing it because, oh, I can make a bunch of money off, these rockets, or I can use these rockets to control the world, or I can do this. No, it's like, I want to build a rocket because rockets are cool, and I want to see if I can build a rocket. Right?
Yeah, I'm kind of just missing... I mean, maybe I got set up. I was tricked by the first, two arcs, where there was an ideological conflict on the future of human society.
Yeah.
And now there really isn't. It's kind of Senku aimlessly going, oh, let's invent random little trinkets, I guess, and... Oh yeah,
I actually think the show was, well, the series I should say, because manga, right? I actually think it was better when it was a lot more grounded in slow technological progress. And I think I talked about this when, like, the end of the last season happened, where they were like, "Hey, we're gonna jump straight to going to the moon," right?
Yeah.
Because to me, that sounded like Orpha wants to hurry this the fuck up, right? Orpha wants to rush this up and go, hey, let's get this over and done with so I can do something else, right? I've had enough of the science shit.
Yeah.
Or something. Which isn't good. That's not the feeling you want, right? Because it doesn't feel like a natural progression to go from where they were at to, like, straight to, oh, I want to go to the moon, right?
So I felt this in the manga also, in that Senku, but also other characters, just sometimes gain superhuman abilities. On the arc on the island, where they discover the rings, right? That can, sacrifice people in the radius.
Yeah,
So Senku can suddenly calculate the distance and travel speed of the wave that will petrify people. And then he could somehow throw the revival fluid straight up in the air, calculating, wind speed, muscle, arc, power, Newton.
He does all that on the fly.
And then he suddenly can do that, but he can't, in the first season then, he can't, I guess make a glass a beaker. He can't make a glass beaker. He can't saw a gear. Oh no, dwarf craftsman has to do that. But now he suddenly has this ultra fine super control of his muscles and every environmental effect around him, and that kind of bothered me a little bit. But then other
I think the series was at its best when it was like pseudo educational in that, hey, I'm going to use science to solve this problem, reinvent this thing.
Stonebor's best arc, I guess.
Yeah, kind of. And I'm not saying it's necessarily like terrible. Like I wouldn't be watching it if I wasn't finding it fun, right? Like I am still having a good time. It is just I can feel this kind of rush going on a little bit. Like the whole thing feels kind of like I gotta get this ended because publisher's about to fucking chew my ass.
Yeah, of course, making an intercontinental vessel to cross the seas through storms or whatnot without any prototyping or test runs or whatnot. Well, you could say they did a test run on that onto that island, but there was no real oh no, we need to modify this significantly because there's major problems, etc., etc. It's all.
Oh yeah, and then they just like managed to convert it into an aircraft carrier.
Yeah, it's
just managed to do that. Yeah,
it's a little bit too easy, all that stuff.
Yeah, but I guess that'll do for Dr. Stone because I don't really have anything else to really say.
No,
but something that's a lot more interesting though is
Receptionist.
Yes, so final episode of this. So our boy, the guild master guy, is a dark god now. So first kind of half of I would actually argue this was a bit of a lackluster ending, a bit of a lackluster final episode, because the first half of it is just the fight with the dark god guy, and how are they gonna beat him? Because he's time traveling everywhere, he can pause time. Oh wait, she just breaks through the skill because
she did it before.
We showed that already. That she can do that and break, because I mean, Ellie, the name of her skill is literally called Dia Break. It's called Dia Break. I wonder what a skill called Dia Break actually does. It's not just a hammer, right?
It's a god killer.
Yeah, I wonder why it's called Dia Break. Maybe it breaks Dia skills. Maybe it does yeah. So she breaks the skill.
She cuts
the guy's arm off.
Because the gem was in his arm, and he was kind of only half used with the dark god gem.
Half used. So he managed to survive. Yeah, he survived.
He's very sorry for not giving her.
No, Ellie. Fuck all that. Fuck all of that. None of that matters. Who gives a fuck about it? No. Overtime. You promised me. I will not let you die until you stop.
That was a funny joke where he goes.
I did think it was pretty good because she's just like, fuck all of this nonsense. I don't give a fuck about your dark gods and your fucking sob story and your fucking bullshit. Fuck you. I'm gonna beat the shit out. I'm not gonna kill you, but I will beat the shit out of you again right now if you don't fucking stop my overtime.
Yeah,
and even the other even everyone else in the room is just like, oh my god, this bitch. Her fucking fucking overtime. Oh,
I do.
man.
I very much thought it was a very funny joke because the line of "so I'm not even permitted to die" is all very dramatic
No.
and heavy. But
And
why?
she's just like, no.
You're getting rid of my overtime. So I'm not even permitted to die. No, not until you get rid of my overtime. You're not.
Yeah. Oh,
Jokes,
great.
funny jokes. It was all worth it.
It was pretty good.
This is the Alania I was here for.
Exactly. Yeah. But I guess getting serious for a moment though. The TLDR is, yeah, he's big regret, big sad, but we need him alive because reasons, right? And then it's like, oh, who told you about the Dark God stuff? That was bad. Oh, yeah, it was, I'm having a seizure. Convenient magic seizure happens. Can't even heal it. You can't even heal it with the skill from the healer girl. Can't even stop it. He just has a seizure, and now he's like, oh, I don't remember who it was. Whoop.
Well, it's a little. I feel the writer being so constrained at this moment. Like
a little bit. Yeah,
all right, so I don't want him to die, but he knows too much. How do I solve this?
Yeah, I have to find a way. All
right, so he forgets, I guess.
Yeah, because the person allegedly or whatever, the person that probably told him managed to do like a remote seizure switch or some shit.
A remote forgetting seizure switch.
Yeah, can't even remember his face. Oh shit, that's yeah. And then of course, none of this fucking matters to our girl. None of this matters at all. Who cares? Because
I still have overtime.
They're back at the guild, and I did think it was good. You had all three of the other guys like at the guild thing. They're like having a serious talk about it, and then she just comes in as like, "Stop fucking slacking off, you fucking." Stop talking about this dumb shit. Here's your share of the work. Get to it. Get to it, you dumbasses.
The guild was said, "Oh, you would help me out. Here is the help me out stuff."
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah.
Killed you. I could kill your guild leader right now. Don't think you'll be spared.
So pretty much after that we do get a little bit of, the fun, our boy Glenn and our girl having a bit of the fun dynamic of her just being abrasive, and then it kind of ends with them being on the balcony, and he gives her like, oh yeah, it's the gem thing, but it doesn't glow when your friend's about to die. It's an inert one. It doesn't. It's just a gem.
It's a little less traumatic one, I guess.
Yeah, little memento, little thing, and she's hesitant, but then she takes it and she does a bit of a sun. She does a little sun. I know, Ellie, you're not going to be happy about the sun.
No, I'm not.
Sun. She does a little sun. She's like, well, I mean, it looks cute, so I'll keep it.
Oh, it's cute enough. I kind of just.
It's good enough.
I take my small victories in that. I'll give you something for your birthday. I don't want anything. I'll give you a house. I already have a house.
No. It's not that, Ellie. It's what do you want for your birthday? I want no.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah. What do you want for your birthday? I want no overtime.
Do you want something else? What about a big house?
Do you want a big house? No. I want no overtime. No. I want no overtime. No overtime forever. So pretty much, yeah. That's kind of it, really. It kind of just ends there.
Well, it kind of ends with a title change somewhat, because,
Yeah, a little bit.
The title is, of course, I'll solo any boss. The title, at least in Japanese, it makes more sense. It's like, and together will
they
together
change it,
kill any boss to clock out on time, which is cute, I guess, but the problem is I don't like the guild characters. I don't care for them joining up in this way. Tragic.
Because the true end is basically she's like, fuck this boss, we're gonna go deal with it, and then they go deal with it. And okay, so I guess looping to talk about the show as a whole, I think my criticisms from past episodes, at least the last few episodes, kind of rings true. The show feels like it has an identity crisis, right? It feels like it's trying to do two things at once, and while it isn't horrifically bad, right? Like it's not like it's a terrible show.
Mm-hmm.
It does not really do those two things particularly well at the same time, right? Because you have the one side of it that's the haha funny, she's a guild receptionist, but she's OP and she's gonna go, kill
Well, she's right? So the one
she goes in, she one shots the boss, and then
leaves again.
Hilarity. You've got the guild guy who's like, no, please join the guild. Oh, I love you.
So no, and I can kill you. So try me. That's that's the one on the side.
You have that. So you have that side of it, and that side of it is pretty good. The parts of it we get, but then you have it trying to also be this serious kind of fantasy story with the dark gods, and they're manipulating people into trying to revive these dark gods that want to destroy humanity, and it's a conspiracy, and who's giving all this information out because it's causing me overtime because everyone wants to get the secret quests or whatever, right? And oh boy, people might die and that's bad, and oh boy, I feel like it should have leaned, I don't think it should have completely abandoned that, but it feels like they should have leaned more into one or the other instead of flip-flopping between the two, if that makes any sense. I feel if it was either a bit more on the comedic side, kind of I haven't watched it, but the Shield, the Belfry one, right?
Yes.
Where it's the Shield girl, where she's just super tanky and nothing can kill her and all that kind of stuff. From what I understand, right, that is it's a very comedic type show.
Yes.
Right? It's very, haha, it's chill, right? It's chill, right?
Yes.
It's not very high stakes, at least a lot, right? From what I've heard, right?
So, for the base of the speedrun summary, so it's all a VR game. So even the tense competitions are in the context of this is a game. So they try very hard, they struggle, and damn it, I lost, oh, I got killed, oh no, hurry, you still have a chance. No. It's all in the context of, oh, this is a game, and afterwards we can buddy up.
There's no high stakes, basically. There's no
no life or death in the
game. Yeah. But and that kind of leads it to being a bit more kind of comedic and lighthearted and light in tone. And I feel like with this, it would have probably have been better if they leaned a bit more into that. You could still have some high stakes and some tragic backstories and some stuff, but I think that because it's trying to do both at the same time, if they flip-flop between the two too much, and it causes it to kind of feel like there's a one moment you've got haha she's funny guild receptionist shutting down the guy's advances, oh I just want to get through my overtime, fuck you, fuck work, fuck you people making me work more, and then it suddenly just immediately tone shifts into, oh shit, the dark god's about to kill my friends. I have to do something. Oh fuck, I'm getting fucked up by the dark god twin lollies or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And I'm going to die.
But I'm going to do this super risky.
The healer girl is dealing with PTSD from her whole party almost getting because she didn't make a choice, and that killed two people, right?
I'm going to do this super double skill thing that would kill me, but I'm going to do it for her.
Yeah, And the issue is because it's like such extremes, I think, is the problem. Because you're going from like 0 to 100 in either direction, depending on the fucking, like, even in the same episode, right? You're going from like 0 to 100 when I feel like it should have been like maybe like 20-30 or something, something like that. Maybe, you know, just maybe a little bit of seriousness every now and then, but most of the time be comedic, or all the opposite, right? Be like take it like dead serious, right? And then be a bit more, you know, comedic every now and then, right?
Yeah, so
that's kind of where I'm at with it. Like, I think it could have been a lot better if they'd picked a lane, I guess. But you know,
no, I was not here for the dramatic backstories. It was kind of boring and kind of predictable in that sense, because doing overpowered character and tragic backstories is too hard of a combination, I feel. And there were many times, and this ending in particular, kind of felt very forced into, this is the only way I can, you know, write out of this scene. Him being hit with a forget beam. Oh no, I suddenly can't remember who told me this. Oh, this guy is like this evil guy. His power is to just die. Remember the guy whose power is to die? Whose power was to die?
Right, the guy whose power was just like, oh, I died and I nullified all of the effects on everyone else. Fuck, that was actually really stupid.
It kind of felt, maybe, I can't, you know, I'm not qualified actually, but it kind of felt a little bit amateurish.
A little bit,
It's super traumatic, but also funny, and like, relationships.
And like, look, I'm not gonna like say, like, I'm not gonna bash on it for being amateurish, but I will criticize it for issues with the structure, right? Mm-hmm. Which is kind of what I'm getting at, where, yeah, in the same episode where you have all the happy, funny, go lucky, oh, she gets to go to the sweet shop with the girl, and oh, they're going to the fair and having a fun time at the fair, but oh no, and then, oh, you know, same episode, guy kills himself for no fucking reason other than to unfreeze his two buddies, I guess, or something. It's like fucking what?
Just don't have that character in there, and instead have the character, you know, the glasses character, have just a firestone or whatever that just, haha, I knew of your ability. Here's the stone that nullifies it or whatever.
Yeah, so I'm kind of yeah. My voice is fucking going. I can feel it. We've been fucking get going. But you know, so my final verdict on it is, I mean, I wouldn't say I didn't enjoy my time watching the show. Like, I wasn't bored, right? But it's definitely not great. It's not the best thing I've watched this season at all. So I guess I'll talk about Red Ranger then. Technically hasn't ended, but
so Nerdsy, I give my final thought, the tiniest bit, right? Is that in the end, the only thing that I very much enjoyed about the show was her rejecting Jade. And that was the highlights of every episode. Her being snarky and snide and standoffish and all that stuff. And her having very realistic, down-to-earth worries. Oh no, my house. Oh no, my time off. Oh no, my time... Shit. I want to eat the sweets. All, and of course, in this fantasy world, oh no, it is all about the dragons and whatnot. No, it's about the worries of a common person with a common job, with a normal job. And I like, I guess, that disconnect. There are two worlds that are so far apart between each other. And in that, I guess, him not understanding that there's more to life than his silly adventuring thing. And yeah, I guess you could do a lot of drama. There's so much drama to be had with a guild receptionist, with dead party members, so dealing with social fallouts, party disbanding, getting together. It would be a completely different show, right? But there's so much characters you can have in a guild. Just any show with an adventuring guild, but instead have it being told from the perspective of the guild receptionist. From Goblin Slayer to Konosuba to whatever. So I feel that
I'm just coming up with this on the fly, right? But you could have like a sort of like subplot line where maybe there's like, oh, it's my alarm. Oh no. I'd normally be waking up right now. So like you could imagine like let's say a situation where you have like a party, right, that comes into the guild every week or something, right? And then all of a sudden, wait a minute, they stopped coming in. What's going on? And then you find out, oh, there's only one, like there was a wipe, and there's only one survivor or whatever, right? Or something like that happened. Right?
Yeah,
that could be a fun way to inject a bit of drama, right? Like the regulars. Hey Johnny, how you do? Oh yeah, hey Nicole or something, right? Oh cool. And then all of a sudden it's like, shit, that boss was so strong it even fucked them up, right?
Yeah,
something like.
It's something like I said, right? This would be a completely different show, but there's.
It would, yeah.
Just take any of your doctor shows. Where instead of having an episodic, just a patient per episode, have like arcs of characters and have them come back every now and again. Their parties, oh no, and the dramas untold. You could make it something of a mystery, a social deduction game, but instead guessing why they split up, I guess. And that I would feel that would fit kind of more than this whole Dark Gods world-ending threat. That I feel.
Have it be a bit more grounded. Yeah.
Have it be more grounded, Alfred.
yeah. You're making this book for me. For me.
It got an anime. Anyway, It got a whole anime and I guess a manga, whatnot. What's does our opinion matter? But anyway, that's somewhere.
But anyway,
my thoughts.
Yeah. So moving on to good old Red Ranger, I guess. So yeah, the final episode of Red Ranger is obviously coming today at some point. So can't really I might bring it up next cast just to top it off. But my overall thoughts on Red Ranger, so okay, rewind. Current episode, we get very cool shit happening actually, where they're in the mech and they're having to fight. Durandre's sandstorm, having to fight the sandstorms being created by the Prince guy, who's been he's been corrupted by the privilege spell and turned into a giant sandstorm. Have you ever tried to punch sand, Ellie?
Well, if it's on the ground, I guess a couple of times, just.
So you try to punch a sandstorm?
I have never punched a sandstorm.
Yeah, it's not easy. So we have a little bit of that going on where they're trying to find out how to do it, and Red Ranger is like, okay, if we use the bond between the elf girl and the prince, we might be able to sift through the sand and get his bond energy and reconnect him, because he's like turned into like atoms or some shit, right? He's like, but we can separate his atoms from the sand through the robot if we use the big bond energy, but we're going to need a lot of bond energy to do the big spell, right? And our mage girl is doing a big character development, kind of, because she's basically just like, I can do this. I'm going to be able to do this for the person that I love, Ellie.
Ooh.
A big Bond time. Bond merch. No, so she effectively, which I think this is interesting how the direction this is going, right? Where you have the Bond energy kind of combining with the mana system of the world, right? Because they're both using the same energy, essentially, right? Is what's been found out, basically, right? Like the Bond energy is either is either shown up in the new world and is becoming like the crystals and all this other stuff, right? And and it's basically permeated this world, or it was originally a part of the world, and other stuff is going on.
Yeah.
But the witch girl basically uses her Bond energy to manifest a wand for the robot, and then uses the wand as the catalyst to allow the elf girl to use her bond. It's all big bonds, right? Lots of bonds going on in this episode, right? She uses her bond of love, right, for the prince to try and get him to to filter through the sand, get him to manifest back as an actual person. And then and then they hug and they come together, and it's all hell yeah, big bonds, hell yeah. Yeah, Witch Girl being like, yeah, no, I love the Red Ranger, big cool. I like that. I like where this is going. I like it because it's not, a lot of the time you've got that going on, right? And the characters never really admit it, right? There's never like an actual admission, but no, she's just flat out like, yeah, no, I fucking love him.
Hey, progress.
So they capture the prince and they go to the elf village, and the guys all like, I'm sorry. Kind of. And the elves are just like, well, you are an asshole, but
you're no longer corrupted by the evil gem.
Elf princess, you were corrupted by an evil gem, and the elf princess says you're cool, so I guess you're cool. So I guess you're okay. I guess, right? And so it's all happy, big, happy party, big, everyone's having a good time. Oh no, it's the butler guy who gave him the privilege thingy. He shows up and he's all like, oh, what a failure you are. Electric shock, big, ooh. Ah, no, I've got I'm actually the son of the demon queen girl thing. Ah, no. And his motivation is, I'm gonna marry my mother. I'm gonna bring my mother back to life, and I'm going to marry my
Bond energy.
And I'm like, that's fucking funny. I'm not gonna lie, because all the characters are like, that's a bit, yeah. And so not only does he show up, but the smiling guy from the previous episode also shows up and is like, hey, we're both on the same team. Let's work together and defeat these guys and bring Mum back to life. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Sorry.
And it looks...
No. I had difficulty remembering what you meant, but I remember now. I remember the evil group, yes.
Yeah, the evil group, yeah. So they're having a fight, and it's not going particularly well for anyone because the electric guy is pretty strong, and the smiling guy has figured out, hey, if I just don't let you transform, you're not going to be a problem. So I'm just going to stab you first, and before you can transform, and then you're not going to be a problem. And Red Ranger is kind of like, shit, things are dire. I'm going to have to use that. Hey, blue swords guy, you might have to kill me. And then he uses a black and red band-aid on his transformation thing, and oh no, it's the Ranger Black, the Dark Ranger, the evil negative Ranger. Oh boy! And then the episode kind of ends, and now I am actually kind of hyped to see where it goes for Because here's the thing, right? I don't watch a lot of Tokusatsu stuff. I do want to get into it at some point, but that shit is cool to me. I'm like, yeah, hell yeah, Dark. Oh, he's gonna use bad Bond energy, I guess, to try and defeat the evil guys, right? And so I will kind of give kind of a pseudo final thoughts, and then maybe when the next episode comes out, I'll do full final thoughts once I got the whole thing. But I really enjoyed this. This was probably like a highlight of the season for me, I think, because it's just fun, right? Like it takes itself seriously enough for it to, be a serious show, but it's also like, it understands the premise is kind of goofy. It wears the influences on its shoulder, right? And it's very referential to a lot of the gags and a lot of the things, right? Like, the explosions happening behind him when he transforms. They're all like Band-Aids, right? Because it's like a commercial, like the show is like a commercial for Band-Aids or something, right? So it's all Bond and Band-Aid themed and all this other kind of stuff, right? And a lot of that is just kind of, it is very interesting, right? It is very interesting. And inside of all of that, you also have, like, again, those interdynamics of these two different systems, right? The magic system of the new world, I guess, the Isekai world, and the Bond system kind of intermerging, and what happens when you kind of merge those two together, and how do these two kind of interact in this new world, right? So there's some interesting. I think there's a lot of interesting stuff in Red Ranger, and it's not just like because a lot of these kind of like isekais can kind of fall into the trap of just kind of like being, it's all about being an alchemist in the other world, or a chemist, or all about being a librarian, or all about being a lawyer, or all about this, and it's not really about, like, the isekai nature of it didn't really need to be there, I guess, right? Like, sure, you're using the isekai to, as the setup to be able to teach all of these, people that probably don't know about that thing in the, the new world, right? Like,
or the audience.
If you know about, or the audience, right? Well, yeah, but they're using the whole entire world as a surrogate, right? Is kind of what I'm trying to say, right? With this, it's more kind of like, no, let's actually like play around with this idea, right?
Hey,
let's play around with the idea.
Tokusatsu is fun.
Tokusatsu is fun. Every time we do a flashback to the Tokusatsu world, it has an episode come up. Episode 63 of the Tokusatsu, right? And then so it's fun. It's really fun, and I think that the author and probably the showrunners, right? I think they definitely are actual fans of, Tokusatsu, and they want to kind of, it's the love letter, right? To the thing, right? I'm definitely, I'm hoping for another season. I want more. I'm really keen on it. I quite like it. I think it's really good. But that's about all I can really say right now until maybe next stream when I can talk about the final episode.
Yeah,
I might say a little bit more then. But that's like my general final thoughts for right now, basically.
Yeah, in my time, I watched a couple of Power Ranger shows. I remember the Time Rangers. I remember one where we're on a spaceship. Those are cool. And yeah, the hidden, the secretive White Ranger, the secretive whatever.
The Black Ranger.
Whatever color isn't used in the main roster. And of course, suddenly harvesting the negative energies instead of your regular energy, or the opposite. It's always a cool. It's always a cool moment.
You get a big power up, but it might corrupt you, and you turn evil.
It's the same thing like in Shield Hero, right? Oh, Shield Hero! I got a Shield Hero, but I got evil Shield Hero.
He's using the corruption powers, and that's turning them evil. Oh boy, yeah. Oh no.
still also just Venom and Spider-Man and Venom and symbiote, whatever it's called.
Yeah, that stuff is just cool. That shit's just cool. It's pretty simple. It's just cool stuff. So yeah, well, I'm hoping that the last episode kind of nails it out of the park, and we'll see. We'll see how it ends, and then I'll probably do a more in-depth final thoughts after that. That's kind of the TLDR.
So
all right,
I only got Apothecary.
Mm-hmm.
So Naretsu, Mau Mau fell on Jinchi, hands on his dick. Oh no, he has a dick.
Groped him. Yeah.
Oh, he has balls. Kind of. I guess
Wait a minute. He got the balls. He got the balls.
And Jinchi was like, no. "Oh no, damn!" She knows, or she realizes, and then he goes
shit.
from well, not even shit. It's kind of like, "Oh, I wanted to tell you, but not like this. Oh no, I'm found out.
Yeah.
I have to." And then he goes from Mau Mau. I wanted to tell you, and from and then Mau Mau goes, "Oh, I must have fell on a frog." What, a frog? It's not that small. That's small. Well, frogs are pretty big, you know.
Yeah.
Why are you comparing it to a frog? Well, frogs can be slimy. And then just completely again and again sidesteps the issue. Mau Mau has already known that something very fishy and strange has been going on. But she just doesn't want to deal with it at all. She doesn't want to know. Yeah. She doesn't want to...
It's not my problem.
Not my problem. You're making it my problem. I know it's your problem.
I just want to do the cool medicine.
I'm going to do medicine, and I didn't hear anything. I didn't see. I didn't feel anything. I don't know anything. You can't. I'll deny any knowledge. You can undress me in front of me. I'll still deny everything. So that's kind of, even Jinchi gets kind of upset or annoyed at this, and he just kind of pushes Mau Mau down and goes for a kiss. That is very unique. But Mau Mau does a dog whistle, and a dog comes in, and blah blah blah. Mau Mau is saved from this somewhat sexual advance.
Yeah. Oh no, he's being a bit forward.
Yeah, he's been a bit forward. You could do this other way, Jinchi. But Mau Mau also said, "Oh, it's made fun of his genitals in a sense." So Mau Mau was like, "All right, I guess I kind of upset him, I guess," and he wanted to prove that he was a man, I guess.
Yeah. Made fun of his dick. Rape.
Well, it wasn't very clear. It was.
Yeah, I know it wasn't like. I know it's not like that, but that's what it comes off. It's like
it is
immediately onto sexual assault.
It is a sexual assault. It's that, but Jinchi is just wanting to prove it very much, and Mau Mau is not having.
It's a loving case of sexual.
I get it.
A mild case of sexual assault.
More of a case of flashing. Why are you keep denying it? Yeah, never mind. Anyway, Mau Mau is saved. To keep a short story short, through a small trickery and social, manipulation, the people who were shooting at Jinchi with guns have been rounded up, have been found. Jinchi, has the gun and grabs the gun from, these are Western made, new model. And right, so how do these new guns come in? That's odd. Well, there was this twin earlier on, right? And they were slipping away with the mirror trick, So the mysteries in the background keep happening.
Yeah.
And there's some backstory on Gaoshin and the kind of just the servant of Jinchi. Like Gaoshin had another name first, but he upset the Empress, so the Empress made him a eunuch and served Jinchi instead. But he is otherwise a high-ranking noble family, so people kind of treat him in that way, but he isn't anymore. There's a slight conflict of identity standing in there. Jinji is Mamo is still not still after all this, discovering the attempted murder, the assassins, is still not having it. But Mamo kind of plays it off with "You'll always be Jinji to me." All right, and Jinji is all right. I guess that's good enough, right? You're going to keep denying it, but you won't change your perception of me. That's all right. That's good in a way. Gaoshin, the other scene, of course, far removed, is right. All right, Mamo. Sorry that you feel that you're not involved, but you're getting involved. We need political power. We need the pawns. Yeah. We need the influence.
It's big politics.
We're getting political. Jinchi can't be this temporary, secretive person always. Mamo, you're getting involved. We're going to get you involved. We're going to use you. We need you.
Yeah.
And that's where the episode ends. And it's the end of the season. Not actually. It's the end of the core. This show just continues on. So, and things will keep happening. But yeah, I guess the reveal happened in earnest. But Mamo is so desperate to keep a status quo.
Just gaslight yourself.
Yeah.
Just gaslight yourself into thinking everything's okay.
Yeah.
This comic is not just early; it's pre-ordered. Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, we would have started way earlier, but yeah.
Well, we are having a time zone. I'm an hour early.
Yeah, we talked about earlier, Samu. We had a time zone problem, so bit of weirdness this episode. But I mean, we're almost done with talking.
I guess it's only like 3 weeks until the rest of the other half of the world does their time zones.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I'll probably have to deal with it pretty soon. So I get. So is there anything else on Apocrypha you want?
Well, it was something, but I kind of it slipped away.
You've lost it.
No, I got. So Mama is raised in a brothel without any real mother parents in that sense. She tells a small anecdote, or narrates a small anecdote on herself that as a baby, as a child, she cried, but they were all busy working, so they weren't attending her, even though if she cried. So she just stopped crying, and she kind of extrapolated this behavioral thing on her being slow on emotional uptake. Just appealing to emotions and whatnot, and not having any real parents probably made me socially behind. Emotionally, socially behind. I guess, says Mama about herself. And that's the reason she gives why she's odd at times, socially distant or not inept, but all are different. Neurodivergent, but I guess not particularly because of the neuros, but more of the development.
Yeah, development divergent.
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah, that's Apothecary Diaries, and with that's with those orb, and that's the
orb. Yep. It'll never escape.
No,
it'll never escape. Orb will just come back every time. Okay, well, time for next season. We'll have a chat.
Well,
so I've got mine up.
The quickest previous season run through.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Yeah. All right. So this is.
I'll hit the back button. So yeah, I watched Solo Leveling. I did watch that.
I didn't watch it. I did.
I watched. Yeah, I'll go. I've got less than you, so I'll go first.
Oh, yeah.
So I got Solo Leveling. I got Doctor Stone. I did watch the Guild Receptionist show, so I might switch that from considering to watching because I did watch that. The Cat Fucker show, which I did finish, but I didn't really feel like the need to talk about really because it did end up just kind of being kind of blah, right? So
yeah.
It was okay, but yeah. So Zensu, which was the Mappa one about the animator, I did not end up watching that.
Yeah.
That was kind of one of the ones that kind of fell through the gaps for me. I'd heard good things about it, but I just kind of wasn't super, I had enough stuff to watch, and I was busy this season, so it was one of the ones that kind of fell through the gaps. There's a couple of those in here actually. So Oji-san I watched. Otaku Neat I did drop that.
Yeah.
Because that ended up not being as fun as I thought it was going to be. Ranger I watched, so I'll put that back to watching. And then the only two that I have left that I was considering was Umblat. Uberblatt, which I did not end up watching. So I'll just say I skipped that one. And then Phantom Trigger, which I also did not. Which I think because the problem with Phantom Trigger was I opened up the first episode of Phantom Trigger and it was like, hey, here's all this stuff that happened in a different show of Phantom Trigger. And I was like, wait, this wasn't gonna be this doesn't say anything about being a sequel or a fucking like what? Why are you bombarding me with all of this shit?
Exposition, backstory, and
yeah, what the fuck is this?
Previously on.
It was like how in like a visual novel sometimes if you don't play it, like you load up the Reverse Collapse does this. Yeah, Reverse Collapse does this where like when you load up the save again, it like has like a short. Hey, here's like a short recap of what happened in case you forgot, right? Like that's kind of what it felt like, and I was just kind of like, shit. I don't really want to watch like all of Phantom Triggers. I guess I'm dropping this. So that ended up. So that was all me for the season. That was the end of that. So what do you got on your?
So I didn't watch Solo Leveling.
A lot.
I watched like 2 episodes of Sakamoto Days, and then and then
I had heard like good things about Sakamoto Days. And I probably could have watched it because I think it's on Netflix.
Yes, I see here.
I didn't end up watching it, so I didn't.
I heard a lot of. Well, I guess I caught some drama surrounding it. Some engagement-based Twitter things.
Probably, yeah. I think I recall seeing something about that too, but I didn't.
The animation was bad because it wasn't Mappa or something.
Which is weird because I saw. The only animation I saw was like he was fighting some guy. It was like fighting some guy who had like guns on his fingers or whatever, and like or something like that. He had bombs, and it was like, no, this looks alright. Like, what the fuck are people talking about? Like,
yeah.
What do you mean it's bad? But anyway,
besides that, I watched like 2 episodes and then didn't, or 1 episode, 2 episodes.
Didn't
no.
Yeah.
So, Apothecary Diaries, I didn't watch the marrying the girl I hate. I didn't watch that. I did watch Solo Receptionist.
Boss, yeah.
I didn't watch the Catfucker show, as you say.
Yeah, the Catfucker show.
I didn't watch at all, not a single scene of Sensu. I didn't watch any Honey Lemon. I did watch this. I didn't. I guess I should have set it on completed, but.
Yeah, probably, yeah. You should set it to, like, filter out skipping. That's what I tend to do.
Well, it's just, maybe I skipped, but I kept watched anyway.
Yeah.
So I did the needs that I didn't see. I guess I only, like, watched 2.5 episodes or so before it was, I know what happened.
Yeah, I've read this before. I don't
know about it, Uberblatt, I didn't watch. I watched 4 episodes of this.
Yeah, I remember the Doctor show, but then you dropped it.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what my things was. I watched 2 episodes of Okiwana. It was fun, but maybe I guess it didn't caught my
Didn't
attention.
jive.
Didn't
Jive.
in the end. I did one episode of Hana Osaku. The premise in the end didn't interest me, I guess. I'll just put it on skipped. And
I think if you click on, what is it? There's like a thing where if you click on the little instead of using the side thing, if you click on the actual like flag, there's a skipped one. Like you see, so yeah, no. So click on the there you go, and then you can go status dropped. Status.
Oh, here. Yeah, but too much work for some.
Too much work. Yeah, no, fuck that. Yeah, just fucking set it to skipping or whatever.
Yeah. So that's all this season. In the end, let's see.
I would say it wasn't a bad. I would say it wasn't a bad season, but it wasn't a particularly fruitful season either. Like it was kind of mid area season. Yeah, kind of. It was all right. It was all right. It just wasn't great. So yeah, no, it was pretty good. It was pretty alright.
So only in the end was like 1, 2, 3 shows. I kind of just made it until the end, of course. We always say these 20 shows look interesting, and we end up with.
And then because what ends up happening is we narrow it down as we go, and eventually we'll be left with what we actually give a shit about.
Yeah.
So speaking of which, spring 25.
Yeah.
Let's jump right into
first episodes are happening the coming weeks.
They are happening right now. Yeah, 3 days away for
just for confirmation, we're having the same order, I guess.
It looks like it because I just have my filter set to skip it, remove skipping, show everything else basically.
All right, I'm going to do the. All right, it's already here.
And then I have it ordered by popularity. I have it on English titles. And
we'll have the same for clarity.
Show all right. So anyway, Windbreaker. I don't know what that
Season
is.
2, skipping.
Immediately. Hell yeah, let's go. We are so back. Let's go.
I believe I watched the whole everything of all the anime of it so far, but it got very complicated with all the bugs and whatnot. So I'm.
Yeah, well. I mean, look, listen. You know why I'm gonna be watching it because I am, of course, Fire Force's strongest.
Yeah, you are.
So I will be watching. We will be watching.
I guess
okay, I'll let you go.
Yeah, so I guess I'll just skip it because I wasn't interested at the end of the last season. So I don't.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair. But like for me, I am interested, especially if because I think this is the last season. I think they're going to try and cover all of what's left because the manga's obviously ended, right? So they have an end point. I think I read somewhere that this is going to try and cover what's left of the manga. So, and I believe it's also like it doesn't say how many episodes it is, but I believe it's going to be a 50er. So it's going to be like a 2.
It doesn't say. Yeah, you're right. It doesn't say how many episodes.
It doesn't say it, but that's what I read somewhere in like a news story or something. So, we'll see. We will see what happens. But I am definitely going to be watching. Another, if you've ever seen that Patrick the Star meme where he's playing baseball, he's got his arms out. Another 10 million Twitter discourses. Another 20 million Twitter discourses incoming as people fucking act like idiots over this show because I don't know, because people fucking are weird about Fire Force, dude. It's so fucking dumb.
I guess.
But anyway,
beginning after the end.
After the beginning of the end.
The beginning after the end. I don't know, Naret. So this show gives me a vibe that I'm let's say planning it.
Yeah. After a mysterious.
Well, the premise isn't very interesting in of itself. It's just the vibe the poster gives me is kind of like.
Well, let me give this a read. Yeah, magical.
Could go for here.
Second life as a baby. Previous wisdom remains, begins to master magic. Okay, so it's a reincarnation story.
Mhm.
It's pretty typical. Let's have a look at the visual. Yeah, the visual. Yeah. That's a pretty good. You know, he's standing on the thing with
On
the
the
swords.
premises.
Yeah, and then he's got his cute elf wife girlfriend, and his mom and his dad and his party members, I guess, or whatever. I mean, it looks interesting. It looks alright. It looks. I mean, I think that looks pretty good. I'll put it on the planning too. I think. Well, maybe not planning. I'll put it on considering. Because it seems like it could be alright.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see how we go. Basically, we'll see how we go. It might be a fun one. Can a boy-girl friendship survive from JC Staff?
This
childhood BFFs.
I guess in relationships is always an easy one, and if they're having fun banter with each other, that's always good. So I'll keep it on.
Could be another speaks Russian situation. Where it ends up being a bit of a sleeper hit that kind of comes up. I'll put it on considering. I'll keep an eye on it. It could be fun. I've been killing slimes season 2. Haven't been watching slimes, so I can't quite comment on that.
No, I don't think I didn't really finish. I did finish the first season, I believe. But I know the premise. It's a good premise, good vibes all around. Nothing against the show from my end. Go watch it. It will be good, but I won't be watching it. That's
that's pretty accurate. Please put them on. Student council president is on the other hand. She doesn't have any friends. All that changes when Kirishi discovers ability to go back in time and alter the past actions just by changing her lingerie. After some protesting, Kirishi agrees to help Tanguki be her closet by having spear lingerie on.
Would call it a
I might
drawer.
just watch that because the premise alone is fucking great.
It's a very silly premise.
Well, and I have seen some of the PVs for it, and it does seem like it's a pretty. It might be a fun little itchy romp, but it'll depend on whether or not we get uncensored versions out the gate, right? Because sometimes with those shows, it's like you got to wait for Blu-ray releases to get the full experience. So
well, you know my position on actual sex is more allowed, and edginess is maybe pushed to the background. So if they
we'll see.
Tackle some.
We'll see how it goes. Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Anyway, evil lord of an intergalactic empire. Let me just see a visual of this because it sounds a bit grand.
It's got all of the tags. You got action, fantasy, harem, isekai, mecha, military, reincarnation, sci-fi, space. All of them, Ellie. All of them. Every single tag.
I was searching for the elf girl, but I don't see an elf girl. I see this guy in a Japanese style outfit. I see butler guy. I see fantasy armor thing. I see maid. I see mecha. I see white and black mecha, and apparently he's dressed like something of a vampire or a fancy demon lord. So it all makes sense in that regard. Oh, she's a mechanic of some kind. The girl and
I mean, we don't get a lot of like sci-fi type shit these days, right? So, apparently, like it's already on episode 4. What the fuck?
What
episode? That's what it says on the timer on the thing. It says episode 4 and 26. 27. Wait, what the fuck?
Yeah.
What? What's going on here? It says 26th of March. It started on the 26th of March. And then episode 4 from Muse Asia, it says the countdown is 26 days. Okay, that's kind of weird. Might have to keep an eye on that one. Might have to keep an eye on that one. I'll put it on considering, and we'll see what happens. Brilliant healer's new life in the shadows. Banished as a useless... self-taught healer from the slums, turns despair into defiance, opens a secret clinic in the city, unsolicited. So
social critiques. Oh no.
Oh, free healthcare. It's a Bernie Sanders show. It's
A regular country show.
yeah. So I don't know. It could be alright.
Yeah, I mean, I'll put it on a considering.
Yeah. Now this one, so yeah, from the old country bumpkin to master swordsman. I've read like one chapter of the manga because I've seen a lot of people. I think this one might actually be quite big because I've heard a lot about this series. A lot of people have been saying, no, this is, if you're into like actual sword fighting, like HEMA type stuff, this will be up your alley.
No, this is. I looked at at the poster. I'm getting the vibe. It might be good.
Yeah. No, because from what I understand, right, like it is very much like because the premise is like he is already kind of like a swords master type guy, and he trained the girl who's like a hero, right, in how to use a sword, and then she went off and she became like a big badass knight.
Yeah, I'm reading the summary, the synopsis.
Yeah, and then the general, just as she comes back to the village and is like, "Hey, we need someone to train the new Imperial guards." Right?
Yeah.
So you have been requested by the Emperor or whatever to come to the big city and teach everyone how to do sword stuff, right? But from what I understand, it is very steep, like actual sword stuff. Yeah, HEMA stuff. So I haven't watched the PVs for it, but it's gonna be kind of like Re-Monster, where I feel like it's gonna ride and die on its animation. Right? Because if you're doing like a thing that's all about sword fighting and the sword fighting looks like shit and isn't well animated, you're gonna have a bad time. Right? So I feel like this show's gonna ride and die on whether or not they can properly convey like the technique, right? The swords techniques and stuff. So I mean, I'll watch it. I'll give it a go. And we'll see how it goes. So next we have the Shinju Family Children. A comedy romantic.
He's not related to his sisters.
Oh. Okay. Well, I don't know. I'm not too. It doesn't. I'll skip it, but I'll maybe
if people convince, if people say it's good,
if people convince, if I see any fun, if I see any fun posts, some good funny haha memes, right? See some funny good haha memes. Might get into it. So next we've got
same actually
Yandere Dark Elf. Yeah, same. Yeah. We got Yandere Dark Elf. She chased me all the way from another world. Could be fun. Maybe. If you're, I'm gonna have a hot take. I'm not particularly into yanderes that much.
Well, yanderes are kind of specific. So if she's just clingy. Right.
Yeah, is she a psychopath?
Is he psychopath or clingy? That's the difference.
Based on like the way the show looks, I'm gonna guess the clingy. It looks a bit like a clingy situation, but I mean, I don't know. I'll consider it, but I'm not like. Again, I'm not a big fan of the yanderes. I'm not a big fan of it. I mean, sometimes it can work, but I feel like it's been a bit overplayed.
Yeah, I mean, we could put it on skipping or at least I will put it on skipping because I guess there will be other shows that I'll be actually watching for sure more than this one.
I might give it a chance. Basically, I'll give it a chance and I'll see if it.
All right, so second season can be gone.
The unaware something master.
I don't feel compelled by this one. Doesn't look.
Yeah, no, I'm not feeling it.
Lazarus, I'll put them considering because it's got some hype behind it. It got some names.
Well, it is Mappa, so.
Oh, I didn't catch that. It just has big names behind it.
It's got big Mappa, big big Cowboy Bebop vibes.
Big vibes. Ooh, look at this vibing.
Big vibe. Yeah, big aura. What is that? What the kids say these days? They say things have aura now. They don't say vibe. They say, "Oh, it's got big aura." Is that what the Zoomies say now?
No, actually not.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll consider it. I'll keep an eye on it.
It's not my. It doesn't vibe with me. It doesn't look like in subjects that I'll be interested in. But if people convince me other, that's that.
We'll see how it goes. Witch Watch.
Witch in training.
Yeah, high school student. Witch in training. Okay, it could be.
Seeing some fun characters doing some fun magic stuff. Bird guy, punch dude, hacker man.
She's kind of got some stuff going on. I'll skip it, but you'll see.
I'll put it on a maybe, considering.
Yeah. All right, so next we got My Hero Vigilantes. Now, from what I understand, this is like a prequel spin-off thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like the author made like a prequel spin-off thing. And I'm not sure if I'm going to watch it, because I have been watching actual My Hero, and I'm not, I'm going to finish it when the final season comes out. But I'm kind of lukewarm on this, because it could be all right, because it's basically just like, oh, vigilantes they do hero stuff, but they're not part of the system. They don't want to fuck the system. We want to do hero stuff without being regulated. Fuck.
The previous generation didn't have any systems. Why should we?
Yeah, fuck you. Stuff like that. So, it could be if it goes into like a societal thing, it could be good, right? If it goes into like, hey, critique of societies or whatever, could be fun, but I don't know. Hey, hype time.
Yeah, I will be watching the second season of this.
We will be. I don't know why it's so fucking low, to be honest. I would have thought.
No, people. I'll blame the weird. It's on Disney Plus only, so it's awkward to get it, etc.
Yeah. Yeah, it's on Disney Plus to die. Yeah, God damn it, I forgot about that. But no, we'll definitely be watching it. Because I mean, I don't think that's gonna stop. It's not gonna stop other things. Yeah. So whatever this is, has no synopsis.
Secrets. Yeah. Hide it.
It's itchy stuff. It looks like. She got something under a dress or something.
Yeah, but why? What is she hiding? What is she concealing?
Let's do a quick search, Areno.
Okay, yes. Search if there's a manga.
Here we go. So here's the synopsis to the manga from Manga Dex. So Makuta, blah 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 blah. The school idol moves into the home of so-and-so, an introverted mechanical otaku, who has secretly harbored feelings for her, thinks he's hit the jackpot, but it turns out she's actually a robot made for sexual purposes. Caught off guard by her sudden physical advances, the virgin what's his name, is at a loss. Furthermore, he finds himself in a frenzy trying to help her maintain her secret identity. A romantic comedy with a slightly risque mechanical revelation.
In the visual, if you see, there's a joint.
Yeah. I'm seeing it now. Yeah, and it has the erotica tag. That tells me that there's some sexy time going on in our. All right.
Let's do a planning, and if the animation quality is terrible, then too bad.
Because it's not. Yeah. I'll keep. Yeah. Well, yeah. Because I mean, Bloomsy. What else have they done? Let me have a look. The only other thing they've done is Isekai Onsen Paradise. which we didn't. I have as skipping on my thing, so we didn't.
I don't have it anything mentioned.
When did that come out? Last 2024 January. So that would have been, I can't remember what season. Winter 24 that came out. And I don't know.
It's got a 7, I guess. It doesn't mean that should mean it anyway.
Yeah, is, but
7
but
points.
Anyway, I might actually read the manga of that because it actually sounds like it might be kind of funny. I might actually. I'll put that on my library. I'll read that later because that actually might.
Yeah. Anyway,
is it still? Oh yeah, is it ongoing? Yeah, publication 2022 ongoing. Okay. But there's only like 11 chapters out in English. So. But all right. Well, no. I'm down.
So this sort of the Demon Hunter. I won't be watching it. It's not my style. It's not my things that I.
It's getting a 1 hour special though.
Oh, that's something.
That's in the note. Two cores, 1 hour special.
All right, some investment is being put behind it. It doesn't change my opinion.
In the Edo period, Shrine Maiden, blah blah blah. I'm just reading the. Along with Sister Village, something, whatever. Okay, so demons, big demons, big swords, big stuff. It's on High Dive. Okay. I guess the I see like from the video thumbnail, like the sister character has got like a demon eye or something's going on. So we have Demon Slayer at home. Demon Slayer at home. I mean, look, it could be alright. I'll put it on considering, and if I hear anything about it, especially if it's got a 1 hour special and 2.
Yeah, and as always, all of these markings and whatnot mean nothing for what we're eventually going to watch and not watch.
No, I mean the studio. What's the studio? Have I watched anything the studio's done? Not really. Man, they did the fucking Tights anime.
The Tights, over here.
The girls in stocking. Yeah, so if you click, the Tights one. Yeah, they did that one.
Also,
I haven't actually watched that one.
Also,
I've heard it's pretty fucking great.
Also, Tavavas, apparently.
Yeah.
But I did watch this show that I liked. So I completed. I did watch the Genius Prince Guide to Racing a Nation Out of Debt. I did watch this one. And I like that one.
So maybe there's hope. Maybe there's hope. Might be good. We'll see. All right, Summer Pockets. It's a field show, so that's interesting enough as it is. 2 cores back to back as well.
A lot of 2 cores apparently. I mean,
seems.
I thought we entered the time where it's only 1 core, if it's maybe good.
I'm getting my own vibes. This screams visual novel adaptation to me.
It is from a visual novel.
Yes. I was gonna say it's feel, the designs, the visuals. Yeah, I'm feeling the visual novel cry game time. Oh boy, big cry time to cry.
Lucky gay.
Yeah. And like I said, and it is a feel show, right? So you've got like all the other shit. Feel's done a bunch of shit.
The Mayo Chiki.
Feel has done a lot of shit. They did
Matsuhana, Hina Matsuri,
Kiss X6. Yeah, pretty much fucking everything. Feel's done like the whole 9 yards, dude. Like fucking everything.
Oh, they did a lot of good shows that I watched. Oh, this one was also fun.
Yeah.
And I'm not good.
Yeah, no, they do good stuff. So, I reckon it could be alright. I reckon I might keep an eye on that one maybe. Oh wait, where did it go? Oh, my fill. Oh, my fill. What? Where did it go? I go forward and then I go back and now it's vanished. Oh shit, what's happened? Oh, because I probably set it to skip minutes. Hang on. Because I had my filter set.
I'm raising it to considering.
I'm raising it to considering too. We'll see how that goes. That could be
All right, and fantasy romance, Two Perfect Saints.
Yeah. I'm not feeling it right off the gate.
They do have the art style, that painter of the season thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know the style? This
Yeah.
famous thing. I even have it's like a framed poster of this.
Yeah, I'm not feeling it.
You're right. I'm getting a little bit of a shoujo vibe, or maybe
yeah, but I'm not
josei
feeling it,
vibe.
so I'm gonna.
I am feeling How to Become Ordinary.
Yes, because you were into that, weren't you?
Yeah.
I didn't watch it, but you did, so you can watch that and tell me all about how that goes. I mean, it's literally the next one's literally called Generic Romance, so
it is
might be alright.
I'm setting this to planning because it looks interesting, and of course,
how it goes.
And it's an interesting setting. Kabolu,
the gorilla god's go-to girl. Daughter of the court, just wanted a peaceful life, but the gorilla god had plans. Blessed her with unmatched strength. She's thrust into the Royal Night Order, turning her quiet days into chaos. Now she must juggle school, the nightlife, and her overwhelming power. She's gorilla girl, big.
Naretsu, this show looks very low budget in that sense. Very.
Look, man. The girl's got to get there. You have all the pretty boys.
Yeah, it's not.
Gotta have the pretty. It's a pretty boy show. She's a strong, independent woman, and she's gonna fall for one of the pretty boys. It's big, But anyway, Once Upon a Witch's Death. Raspberry, Princess Witch, celebrating 17th birthday. That's it until Faust, her magic teacher, suddenly unveils that she's going to die. To stop the death sequence curse, must create a life seed using the tears of joy from 1,000 people.
It's put on the skip. It doesn't vibe. This one, Your Forma, looks somewhat interesting. It also looks kind of maybe too ambitious for what it is going to do. The studio was... What's the studio? Gendo.
It's Gendo, yeah, I don't know.
Oh, Golden Kamuy. That's promising at least.
Yeah. Black Butler, don't care.
I'm putting up a maybe.
Hero X.
You're right.
A world where outstanding heroes are applauded. Their trust creates superheroes.
First anime of the studio, by the way.
Yeah, if people believe he can fly, then he will gain the ability to fly. Conversely, even if a hero has special powers, if he loses trust, he will also lose all his powers. Trust is collected as data, and the ranking of heroes changes depending on the value. Once every 2 years, the top heroes are able to compete in a hero tournament. Their performance updates their trust value. Okay, so
Naretsu, look at the visuals. None of the visuals match the same aesthetics. And the last one looks like a mobile game tie-in thing crossover.
It's Billy thing stuff.
Naretsu, you can't. Naretsu, isn't this just an MOBA thing?
I don't know.
It doesn't look like it. If it's like League of Legends,
it looks kind of like it, but who knows?
I'm not having big faith in this one, so
no. Bye Earth Season 2.
Season 2, that's about.
Satsu Tabi, that's Junie. Inspiring manga artists, storyboards get rejected.
I'm getting the vibe that this is about tourist propaganda, I guess.
Well, they might not be wanting to do that right now, considering all the nonsense around tourists acting up and shit. Maybe they don't want to do tourist propaganda right now.
Skip at least. The Gundam, I will be watching the Gundam.
Now that one, on the other hand, so our friend of the show, Lollydom, watched the movie. He went to see the movie in
the movie is essentially the first 4 episodes.
And he was like, yeah, no, this is pretty fucking good. So I'm kind of like, all right, if you know, my mecha fan, you know, liaison man Lolly says it's good, I'll probably give it a go, because I did watch the movie / thing for Witch, right? And while I did think it was pretty good, Witch never really kind of like catch my interest. But this is a bit different because it's like tied into the actual, like, it's like an alt timeline, right? Of the actual Gundam universe. Like,
yeah, so I don't have any familiarity with the Gundam universe except of, you know, cool robots bit.
Like the TLDR is it's a what if Amuro, who's the main guy, didn't get to the Gundam before Char got to the Gundam.
Doesn't mean anything to me.
Which it would mean something to you if you were actually a Gundam fan and not an un-Gundam fan, Ellie. You know,
no, I am the new fan.
You're just there for the cute girl Yuri. You're not a real man.
I am now the Gundam fan.
You're gonna get gate.
Look at me. I am the fan.
Yeah, I made
this, yes.
But jokes aside though, if I have it on good authority from someone that is you know, an actual fan, if I have it on good authority from someone I know who's into the Gundams, then I'm interested. I'm interested, definitely interested in it. And we'll see how, you know, how it plays out. So then we've got whatever this is, Toragama.
A slightly historical. I guess I'm just not into his somewhat historical settings.
Well, you already did Orb, and that was a bit of a.
I guess that's completely counters my argument there.
Humans fight to protect their land, something, whatever. Next, there's Detective Conan is next, but I already had that as skipping, so. That's
Conan. It's not assassin as a ninja and assassin under one roof.
No, it's because it's already skipped it, because you've probably already skipped it.
No.
So, because if you refresh the page, all the stuff that you're skipping would disappear, is what I'm saying. But I had to switch mine to show it so that I could change one of them.
No. After right now.
Yeah, see, look, they all disappear, right?
No, but
Conan has already been skipped. So you don't have to worry about it. It's fine. So moving on, Ninja, all right. Under the roof.
Way back when.
On the way, another Ninja show.
Well, this time it's from Shaft, so it's like at least you can trust it. It might be visually interesting. I'll give it at least one episode.
Maybe. So. Rock is a lady's modesty. I have seen some of this on Twitter, and it kind of looks kind of cool. So it is kind of a girls do band thing. But from what I haven't read too deep into it, but I believe the premise is it's like a posh, you know, big posh, big aristocrat, big money, big school, and then you have these girls. Like the way that when I was watching the trailer, right, the way it was presented was you have the girl that you have up right now, right, the drummer girl.
Oh yeah.
Is like the senpai character. Is like the senpai character to one of the other girls, and the twin tail girl, right, the blonde twin tail girl, and she come meet me in the club room thing, and then it turns out, I'm not actually posh. Oh, yes, big tea party. Ooh, I am hardcore drummer metal, yeah, rock music, fuck yeah.
Spikes on my bikini.
Yeah. Spikes on my bikini, yeah, fuck yeah, rah. And then I believe the show is basically like, yeah, these characters that you think are like posh stereotypes are actually like hardcore rock type, you know.
It might be fun, at least for one episode.
It could be fun. Yeah, it could be fun. based on what I've seen, the animation looks pretty good, so I'll consider it. It looks good. Mono, high school photography club member, graduation of her club president, best friend, encourage her, something, 360-degree camera. So yeah.
Isn't just like how to use this product?
I don't know. Photography, cool. Photography is.
I'm being I'm getting harsher. I'm skipping skipping the Musume.
So you don't see Pokemon, but I see Pokemon. Yeah, and then Musume is horse scotcher. Dinner table detective madhouse show. Which is usually a good studio for that kind of thing. Not quite sure. I'm not super interested.
No, it doesn't appeal to me at this moment.
I mean, Apocalypse Hotel. I'm kind of going a bit.
Yeah, it doesn't. Guilty Gear
Strive. Ew, brother. Ew. Yeah, no, I'm not a fan of Strive. I'm not a fan of Strive and what they've been doing with Guilty Gear, so I'm not going to be watching that probably.
I only have I have one Guilty Gear.
I'm not invested enough, and I don't like the Strive shit. So I'm not gonna get into drama, but it's like fuck.
Have you played the game? Because I'm just not good at fighting games.
For me, I'm not. I'd probably be good at fighting games if I took the time to sit down and actually learn them, but I'm not. I don't have the fucking investment for that. I can't be fucked. Because that's the problem. That is the problem with fighting games, right? Is it's not like you do have to kind of like learn the mechanics to actually get.
You need actual practice instead of.
Yeah. Even if it's just to do casual shit, because I remember a friend of mine, he brought his PlayStation around to my house once, and he had like Guilty Gear Xrd, I think, and we tried to play that, and I was like, I mean, yeah, it's fun, but it would take me like a good while to actually sit down and practice this shit, and I'm like, I don't have the fucking willpower for that. So next one, Annie Sturley, Beautiful Prince.
This looks like a kind of a revival of an old show, and
it looks like an I don't care is what it looks.
Gets me the ballpark. Fun premise, but I don't think it's for me, at least.
No, I'm not.
Yaiba, no gourmet. We're speed running.
Food of the Soul.
What's this isekai show?
Historical. Wait, hang on. You're going too fast. Mystery show. Reincarnated as a neglected noble, raising my baby brother with memories from my past life.
Why is he so fat?
I don't know.
Look at the visual.
I know. I'm looking at it. Big boy. Big boys. Today.
I'll put it on skip, but if it's somehow very good.
I'm not. Yeah. Compass, #Compass the animation project. I don't know anything about that.
Looks like
some idol show.
Idol show.
Me and Alien Mew Mew. Story series follows Mew Mew, an alien whose species lost all of their scientists and engineers in a planetary war in order to recover an understanding of their highly advanced technology. Mew Mew and friends come to Earth, where they crash land in the apartment of a college student.
Dr. Stone, but how does my vacuum cleaner work?
How does my intergalactic teleporter work? Yeah.
How does my vacuum cleaner work?
Yeah, we need to rediscover how. Yeah, microwaves. I guess. That's a pretty cool visual. I'll give it the visual.
Yeah.
The ship and the figure's pretty cool. But
all right.
Future plans, paths to my future. Don't care. I think we're getting close to the end here. Summer
Cocoon. I saw something real quick. I just saw today Naretsu. If you look at the visual.
Oh yes, I did see this today. Yeah, on Twitter. This is apparently it's done by one of the ex-assistants at Ghibli or something. Looks like it, but
also looks
it's
very.
Not, it's not AI. It's not AI.
Also, it's released apparently, so it's
Yes,
out now.
Yes.
So I
And
could
apparently it might be good. Yeah.
So I'll just set it as complete right away because I'm going to watch it and it's one episode, one hour.
Yeah. Well, you'll let us know next week if it's
any good if I've got to there. Yeah. No to the Twins, no to the Princess Orchestra, no to Classic Star, no to Love, no to Flowering, no to the Host Club. There's only one Host Club show. That's the good one.
Yeah, I've had a look at the rest of them, and it's nothing.
What's this illegal occupation?
Illegal occupation.
I think it might be.
Oh yeah. Oh, there is some more things. I thought I was at the bottom, but I wasn't.
Nah, it's a penguin.
That kind of tells us where we're at, basically. Raccoon cat team.
But detective, these damn things that have been going on for decades.
We're in the kitty stuff now that we don't really need to worry about. We just skip all of these kitty shows. Oh look, it's the little mascot thingy.
Yeah,
isn't that like the little thingy, and everyone was drawing like SCP art of that fucking thing.
And it's key. They kept it, I assume.
Yeah, I assume they kept it. Yeah. Okay, let me mark filter, remove skipping. Okay, right. So, quick recap of what we got. So I got Fire Force. I got considering beginning of the end, considering the girl boyfriendship. Gonna probably watch the lingerie show because why not? Evil Lord Galactic Empire is considering. Healer Life in the Shadows is considering. Gonna watch the Bumpkin Swordman.
Yeah, I'll bump it up to watching also.
Yeah, give it a try. Yeah, give it a go. Gonna watch the Yandere. Well, considering Yandere Elf, considering Lazarus, considering Vigilantes. Definitely watching Ranger. Definitely watching. I don't know, Android sex toy show.
Kakushi.
Whatever. Sword Demon Hunter considering, Pocket Summer considering, Mobile Suit Gundam considering. Oh well, probably gonna end up. Well, I'll give it a go. If I can, like, because if you're right and like the movie was just like the first 4 episodes or whatever.
Yeah.
Because otherwise I'm gonna have to track down the movie and I'll watch the movie first and then I'll decide from there. And Lady as a Rock is considering, and that's it.
So I've slightly more as always, but I'll drop more shows at the end. That's how it goes, right?
Yeah. You're a bit more. I'm a bit more kind of hard. A skip unless otherwise said. Very less of a consider, and you're more of an I'm going to watch all of these things and then play Battle Royale process elimination.
but because, even, How to Become Ordinary wasn't really on my radar at all previously. It was like, this looks a bit fancy, but, otherwise looks very, maybe even bland, ordinary, you could say. And then from the last, oh, damn, this is one of my favorite shows of the season. So that's kind of my approach. Even stuff like Go-Go Luther Ranger / Ranger Reject was like it was at the bottom of the popularity stuff. It's like, let me just watch it. Oh damn, it's actually good and has a message and all that stuff. So.
Yeah, it's actually fucking based. Yeah.
So that's why this is why I keep to this method.
Yeah, you have all of the things. Yeah.
So but beginning of the end. Well, you can see with me.
Yeah, you can already see Ellie's ones.
Yeah. Beginning of the end. I'll be a little bit more of a discerning in my things. Let's bump this up. Let's do this for at least for now. Maybe this is a considering. Bump this down, bump this up.
But I would say overall though it's a pretty alright looking season. There's some pretty good like I mean Fire Force is obviously going to be a bit of a showstopper.
Yeah, well, it's missing between these two or somewhere else.
Yeah.
For me,
well, it doesn't matter. But like, there's I think there's plenty of stuff this season that definitely like looks pretty interesting. And again, not a lot of isekai I noticed, or at least
well, we
skipped like a bit of reincarnation, right? But not like it wasn't like every other show was an isekai, right? It was pretty.
Oh no, it's there's like a couple of, like you said, right? Beginning after the end is a reincarnation, not an isekai.
Yeah, it's a reincarnation. Like a lot more reincarnation, I noticed.
And the fat baby was a reincarnation. And
like if I go mark filter and I turn skipping back on, and then if I go, is there a way? Where is the thing? Preferences. Can I just like filter
tag filter?
Yeah, tag filter, and then if I do, where's isekai?
Reincarnation or
is there a way that we can only show like hide? Can we do like hide all?
Always hide everything and then go to reincarnation or
yeah. Hang on, I'll just use Control F. I gotta remember.
Yeah, the alphabet.
Just on a book. No,
isekai or unhide.
I will unhide isekai, and we'll also do reincarnation. Reincarnation.
No, it doesn't.
Unhide. And then, is there a button on the bottom that saves that? Okay.
Doesn't work for me right now.
Wait, I gotta go back and I gotta refresh. Oh, you don't have any animated display here. Okay.
Because it's alright. Maybe it's because you need to reverse it.
I mucked it up.
Doesn't work as.
Probably because it's
if you're hiding action, it's filled.
Yeah, it's gonna.
It overrides the.
I wish there was a better way to do this. Basically, I just want to see all of the isekais. Let me see all of the isekais. I want to see how many there are this season. That's all I want to see.
With titles, it doesn't work. It doesn't work.
Rip. Yeah, rip. Rip.
Alright, for bonus, as we always do it.
Yeah, we'll have a quick look at summer. So far enough. Oh, Dan. Yeah.
Alright, so you got your Kaiju 8.
Oh yeah, I'll be watching. Yeah. Hey, reincarnated Prince Steven. Yeah, hell yeah, let's go. Show to Kings.
Yeah.
Show to Kings, let's go.
Alright,
Shield Hero as well. Call the Night. Man, next season's gonna be packed.
Yeah, so Dress Up Darling, down. Shield Hero for you, I guess. But...
Oh, so that's why because it's a 2-core, that's why. So Dr. Stone's skipping this season. That's why it had like episode 13 at the end of it, because it's going to be the second core is going to be next season. That's why. Right. Okay.
Right. So I wanted to structure it a little bit for the audience at home, right? So we've got Dress Up Darling, Dan, Shield Hero, Seventh Prince, Sakamoto for the people watching it, Call of the Night, that's for me again, Dr. Stone, that's for you, and after that, it doesn't look anything that I know right away.
I have seen a bit of a trailer for Secrets of the Silent Witch that seemed kind of interesting, but I'm not too sure about it.
Scarlet Witch?
No, Silent Witch. Secrets of the Silent Witch. I saw a trailer for it. It looked interesting.
I don't
Virgin
see. Here
as well, which is the Mozo Forte.
Yeah. But right after that, it's the new panty and stocking.
Yeah. We'll see about that. We'll see if that holds up. Because I don't know. We'll see.
It's still made by Trigger.
Do you see the one that's like Watari Kun's beard is about to collapse?
Is it ass?
Yeah. What is? Let me read.
Let me just quickly spoil our show for the next after 3 months time show.
Sheriff struggles. His parents died 2 years ago. His sister lived in his aunt's house there. His desire to protect his sister earned him notoriety. The guy with a sister complex, which never mattered to him, as his sister always came first. When childhood friend turned enemy becomes his schoolmate into chaos. Okay, I don't really know what the hell's going on with that one.
Maybe his house, his life, because it's 2 characters.
Maybe. Just weird censorship. Weird censorship there.
Well,
who knows what that could actually mean? Don't know. What does that mean?
Well, it could be school. Because, school is 2 characters in Japanese and this many characters in English.
Why would it be censored then?
Because the Japanese did it. Anyway.
Oh, the Milky Subway Galactic Express. Is that getting like a full thing, is it?
Where do you see that? Milky Express?
It's at the bottom. It's at the bottom.
You're going way faster.
For reckless space. So arrested for restless. Yeah, because I mean, most of the other stuff I glanced at. I didn't really care for. Arrested during arrested for reckless space driving, superhuman and cyborg. Sentenced to clean the Milky Subway.
Oh, here.
Old interplanetary train. Easy enough, right? Wrong. When the train suddenly takes off, they are thrown into a high-speed space train spectacle packed with chaos. It might just be like a new short from them because the first one they put out was really good, and that's on YouTube. So it could just be the next one. Because I was going to be like, oh, wow, is it like an actual show from them? Because I wouldn't mind an actual show from them because the 3D in that is fucking great. It looks really good.
Oh, no, Naretsu. This is way off topic, I guess. But Naretsu, Night out of the living cats.
Yeah, cats. Oh, no.
Have you seen the summary of this?
It looks like it's zombie cats. Oh, no.
If you touch a cat, Naretsu, you become a cat. Can you survive?
Oh, no.
Can you resist petting a cat?
Oh, no. Oh, no. But yeah. So we've got some pretty good anime coming up. Looking
let's go back to the actual topic of the next season.
Yeah. It's looking like we've got some pretty good stuff coming up. I'm pretty happy with the next.
Yeah, so
it's looking good.
So I guess I can't say I'm completed Apothecary Diaries because it still has a full 12 episodes to go.
Yeah.
So Apothecary Diaries, for me at least, that's a certain one. Boy-girl friendship. That would be funny. Reject Rangers, that would be good. Mecha is okay. Ordinary will be good. Now Cocoon will probably good. A small buzz behind it. And the others, if the healer doesn't work out, if your forma is too complicated for some good, it's all good. It's all good.
All right then. So
there's always more good anime. Don't listen to those weird people that say.
Don't listen to the doomers. Don't listen to the doomers. Anime is doing fine. Anime's good. So anyway, I guess that's for today, and we'll be back next week. We'll have to find a video to cover, and again, we don't know exactly when we're going to be streaming because the both time zones plus the fact that Ali's schedule is erratic. We don't know exactly when the next stream.
So just for the audience,
could be any time.
At any time. But for me, Naretsu, it would be the same time next week, this day. Same day, same time.
Hopefully not 6 in the morning. No. But if it's the normal time, then it's fine. It'll be all right. But anyway, we will catch you guys next time. Later.
Let me get to my scene.
Quickly get to Obi.